Good morning everyone. Welcome again. Today we will discuss topic attitude change in chapter 6. So let's start. During the process of attitude formation, as we have already discussed about attitude formation, and also after this process, attitude may be changed and modified through various influences. Some attitudes change more than others too. Attitudes that are still in the formative stage and are more like opinions are much more likely to change compared to attitudes that have become firmly established and become a part of individuals' values. From a practical point of view, bringing about a change in people's attitude is of interest to community in leaders, politicians, producers of consumer goods, advertisers and others. Unless we find out how attitudes change and what conditions account for such change, it would not be possible to take steps to bring about attitude change. So here is a process of attitude change. Three major concepts that draw attention in the to some important processes in attitude change. So let's start with first the concept of balance, proposed by Fritz Heather, and he is sometimes described in the form of a POX triangle, which represents a relationship between three aspects or components of attitude. P. P is the person whose attitude is being studied. O is another person. X is the topic towards which the attitude is being studied, means attitude object. It is also possible that all three are persons. It may be possible. Next, the basic idea is that an individual's attitude changes if there is a state of imbalance between PO attitude, OX attitude and PX attitude. This is because imbalance is logically uncomfortable, therefore the attitude changes in the direction of balance. Imbalance is found when all three sides of the POX triangle are negative. And the second one is the two sides are positive and one side is negative. So, and balance is found when all three sides are positive, or maybe two sides are negative and one side is positive, then balance is found. So here is one example of dowry as an attitude topic X. Suppose a person P has a positive attitude towards dowry, PX positive. P is planning to get his son married to a daughter of some person, means O, who has negative attitude towards dowry, means OX negative. Because X is a dowry topic. What would be the nature of PO attitude? How would it be determined balance or imbalance in the situation? If O initially has a positive attitude towards P, the situation would be imbalance. PX is positive, OP is positive, but OX is negative. That is, there are two positive and one negative in a triangle. This is a situation of imbalance. One of the three attitudes will therefore have to change. This change could take place in the PX relationship. P start disliking dowry as a custom. In the OX relationship, O start liking dowry as a custom. In the OP relationship, O start disliking P. In short, an attitude change will have to take place so that there will be three positive relationship or two negative and one positive relationship in the triangle. The second one concept is cognitive dissonance, proposed by Leon Festinger. It emphasizes the cognitive component. Here the basic idea is that cognitive components of an attitude must be consonant, means opposite of dissonant. They should be logically in line with each other. If an individual finds that two cognitions in attitude are dissonant, then one of them will be changed in direction of consonance. For example, think about the following ideas, cognitions. Like cognition 1 is pan masala causes mouth cancer, which is fatal. Cognition second, I eat pan masala. Holding these two ideas or cognition will make an individual feel that something is out of tune and dissonant in the attitude towards pan masala. One of the idea will have to be changed so that the consonance will be attained in the example given below. In order to remove or reduce the dissonance, I will stop eating pan masala. Change cognition second. This would be a healthy, logical, sensible way of reducing dissonance. So Festinger and Cherry Smith, social psychologists conducted an experiment that showed how cognitive dissonance works. So both balance and cognitive dissonance we are talking about are example of cognitive consistency, which means that two components or elements of the attitude system must be in the same direction. Each element should logically fall in line with the other elements. If this does not happen, then the person experiences a kind of mental discomfort, like the sense that something is not quite right in some attitude system. In such a state, some aspect in the attitude system changes in the direction of consistency. Because our cognitive system requires logical consistency. So this is about cognitive consonance we were talking about. Next one is the two-step concept. This is we will discuss in next lecture. So that's it for today. Thank you.